Yo, what's up, guys? Very hot take. A lot of people are gonna get mad, but I have to say it because if I don't say it, no one will, and no one's had this take. Um, but you can already tell by the thumbnail. There's some drama. I'm just gonna flat out say it. They're both monsters. They're both leeches. So, I think a lot of people can agree with me. Not every story has to have a good side and a bad side. Sometimes they're both wrong. You know what they say, two wrongs don't make a right. So, let's just I'm going to talk about the main things. So what happened to Emiru, that was fucked up. That was the thing that happened to her a week ago with the assault where the guy forced himself to make out with her. That was fucked up. Yes. Um, Besides that, let's get into this video like it's months away and no one's talking about it. Before I keep going with this, I tried to ignore this story because I saw a little bit of fuzz about it. I ignored it, and then I ignored it with Miskip's video, and then somebody talked about it, so I was a little intrigued. But in my mind, I was like, dude, this is like brain rot. We already know all these people, or people with power, people with fame, people with money, people who have been, most of them are pretty messed up in the head. But let's just say, dude, I'm not gonna say that I know anything, but they're both in the wrong here. Okay, we're gonna do a couple exercises. Let's go with the first one. So here is the ending of both videos, as you can see. Let me just put myself. So usually, what I can tell when people's real motives is by the end, like the very last frame of their video when they're about to click off. You can see the real raw emotion. Obviously, Emmy, she's kind of smirking. She looks like she's faking something. Mizkiv looks a little tired, a little beat up. He's also scheming something. So just by that, you can already tell what's going on. So either they're both faking this for views, which is very common if you didn't know in the entertainment business, and both their careers have fallen off a little bit ever since OTK. But my hot take is gonna be, this is just, it's like, I don't even want to talk about this. This is just brain rot, but I'm just gonna say it. The hot take is they're both monsters. No, I'm not gonna say no one's a victim. There could be more information that comes out. But I'm just gonna say it how it is, dude. Honestly, like what happened to Emmy was fucked up, and it's kind of convenient. I'm not gonna say anything, but it's kind of convenient that somebody started telling her that Miss Kiff was doing messed up things to somebody else. It's kind of convenient. It's kind of sussy. Like everyone's watching you, and this story just happened. I feel like her manager kind of swayed her into bringing this up for more clout, or just get the threats out of her. Push. Just get the threats out, because if you think about it, in a strategic chess game, nobody can call her out for saying this stuff right after the awful thing that happened last week. No one can go against it, or say that she's lying or she's wrong. So I'm not gonna say anything, but it's a very fucking clever move. I am props. I'm not gonna lie. Now, the way I see the story, I've heard Miss Kip's side. I've heard also Emiro's side, and I've seen Asmongold's, and I've also seen Tectone. So the thing with Asmongold, he didn't fucking add anything, bro. He just replayed the whole stream, 1 hour and 30 minutes. I listened to the whole thing. The only thing he added was very, very good, but he just said that if he could go back in time, he would have never created OTK if he knew this would have happened. That's pretty fucking insightful. I'm not gonna lie, but like, dude, don't, you're just re-uploading this for your friend so you can kind of like throw Miskif on the shitter. He uploaded another video 40 minutes ago, but I'll probably listen to that tomorrow. And so Emiru said a couple things about Miskif. She first starts off by saying it doesn't matter how we got together. It's irrelevant, and she's kind of messing with the timeline here. So once you withheld information, you're kind of skewing perspectives and the narrative to your own favor. So, you know, I'm not even gonna. So this is what Emmer said to Miskiff, and then I'll return with what Miskiff said. Emmer said that he did SA, which is sexual assault. He was too controlling and he was abusive, and a skew of other things. She already knew that he was going to talk about the rabbits, which is, hold on, it'll come up later, which is very interesting. But you're gonna be shocked, I promise. And you guys can hate me, dude. I don't care. Look at my hairline. It's chopped, okay? So you guys can all hate on me, you know, Emiru's side, Miss Kip's side. They're both pieces of shit. Let's be honest. They're both fucking leeches. Now, she also said that he sexually assaulted her, which is messed up. Miskiff didn't say anything about this, besides him saying, "Oh, she loved me. She's toxic. She's crazy." But he didn't debunk that. So if that did happen, that's fucked. So I'm not gonna say anything against that. You know, further information. We need to see it to believe it. Almost. I respect her word on that. I'm not gonna touch on that. Hopefully she brings out some kind of like witness or something like that, because then we can actually prove that he is guilty. You know what they say, until proven guilty, he's innocent. So let's just not even touch about that. But so then Miskiff kind of added more to the story. He actually added the beginning. He kind of just did his old debunking her, and he just added how they met and how it's going, and he added that they loved each other, but it was a toxic relationship. Now, dude, Miskiff is Ice Poseidon's Keimer, man. Can we remember that? Do we remember that? Ice Poseidon, I fucking loved him, dude. I'm not gonna lie, but he ended up going into like a villain era. Like, I saw Ice Poseidon grow from the beginning, and at the end, it was just awful, dude. Like, either you become a hero, or you die a hero, or you become a villain. And unfortunately, Ice Poseidon went a down way. Sounds like Miskiff is going that same route. Miskiff just said, you know, he kind of brought up the rabbits, and this is the interesting part. This is why I call them both monsters and leeches. So I searched. Let me just get this. So I searched up how many rabbits she had. This is AI Google, so I don't know. At least 11. And the lifespan of a rabbit is 3 to 5 years. All these rabbits, all these bunnies, rabbits, whatever you want to call them, they all died in 3 years. Miskiff had proof of the cages, and also he was saying that she would leave them in the heat and all that, and that is fucking insane. I was thinking the whole time, they haven't disclosed how many rabbits it was, but I was like, if it's more than 10, there is no justifying that. That is messed up, dude. And also, it's messed up that he literally must have told someone, because she knew about it. So he literally threatened her. So, you know, we can. They're both kind of threatening. They're both just leeches trying to chop the other head of the other one. They're both trying to end each other's careers. Now, the thing that's messed up is that Miskiff tried to be controlling, and he kind of chalked it up to being like, oh, the stalker's this, the stalker's that. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right, dude. She was getting stalkers. You're trying to help her. If she didn't listen, or she did, you know, that's up to her. But you didn't have to push the rest onto that. I mean, the part that's creepy and manipulated about that is that you would get mad if she had more viewers than you. You would, you know, kind of make her do different classes than you in games, so they wouldn't compare you to her. Like, dude, you're super fucking insecure, bro. You are. Let's fucking gander, right? Miskiff's age. This guy's 30 years old, bro. He's got 6 years on me, and he doesn't even think, bro. Like, is he not mature? 27. Okay. We're seeing two grown men have a kid's tantrum right now. The essay thing, yeah, we can't talk about. I'm not gonna talk about that. It's not like I can't talk about it, but I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't know if it's true or not. Right now, it's he said, she said. From what I'm just trying to get this whole story and kind of see the summary and just give my perspective. Like I said, I didn't want to hear this. I didn't want to see this drama, but like no, everyone's on one side or the other. Like why can't we just call them both, inhuman, like monsters? Why can't we just both stop watching them? I don't know why people still keep coming back and coming back. I feel like this is just bots and sponsorships at this point. Um, but if I'm probably missing a lot of stuff. I got very, I was thinking about this all day. I tried to see all perspectives. Tectone literally said he had fucking like spice. He had stuff against Miskiff and didn't say anything on his video. He just said, "Oh, if you're gonna go nuclear, if you're gonna drop all the evidence on shit that everyone in LTK did, I'm just kind of rephrasing this. I'm gonna go even more nuclear on you, so retire." So that was a threat. He threatened them. But I think Miskiff and both Emiru should give us all the information, and we should be able to see who did what. They're both messed up. It was a toxic relationship. They're both leeches. Now back to the part where Miskiff invited Emiru. I don't know how many subscribers she had, but I've seen Miskiff for a while because I followed Ice Poseidon. But I stopped when they turned into villains. Like I didn't keep up with them. I wasn't a super fan. I didn't see them like, I didn't see them as All Might. They weren't my gods or anything. I just watched it. So whatever people watch, it doesn't define them. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. But basically, you can see their intentions on their face. Last frame, everyone. That's what I'm pointing out to. And they both don't have good intentions. They're just two leeches trying to ruin each other's careers. I hope this brings up and exposes more people, because honestly, some people in the streaming service at the top of the streaming kind of give me creepy vibes as well. Yeah, I mean, the bunnies is inhumane, and if he was being controlling and manipulative, that's messed up. And we're just gonna have to wait and see. But that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later, and peace out.